Okay, so this is probably going to be a really long video with a lot of like diverging parts and getting distracted, and you're going to have to go watch another video in order to, understand this video, but this is really important, especially for young women, but this can definitely happen to men. If you're a man and you don't think that you can get kidnapped, you're wrong. People want sex slaves, people want uh, slaves for other reasons. People want to kill people. So if you're a man and you don't think you can get kidnapped, check out this story. It's not a man getting kidnapped. But anyway, like I said, this is going to be all over the place. But this is a very important story because it mounts on top of itself. And, to me, Bernytree is a very, very smart lady. And the way that she handled it really surprised me. It did. I can see why she handled it the way she did, but I figured that I just see her as more of a fighter than what she turned out to be in this situation, and I'm not knocking her for that. I'm just trying to give advice and share the story and what I would do differently, and hindsight is always 2020, and we're glad things turned out the way they did, but it could have been so much worse, and blah blah blah. So go watch Bernytree66, her latest video. It was, I can't remember exactly what she called it, but it was sexually assaulted by my Uber driver, not clickbait. And she was definitely assaulted by her Uber driver, and it was not clickbait. And in my personal opinion, I don't think she handled it right, because I'm thinking about it from, and I'm not knocking her for this. I have been a victim of shit, I promise you. And I have fallen right into it, and I have, been in situations where, wow, that could have ended a lot differently. I could be dead, or I could, a lot of things could have happened to me in my life because I'm stupid, and I don't see the chain of events coming, or I refuse to see the chain of events coming. And so you just need to not be like that. And to me, Bernie was refusing to see what was around the corner. And I'm looking at this from, what would Rick have said? What would Rick have done if he was in this situation? What would Rick recommend to somebody to do? So I really want Rick to look at her story, and then, because it's almost like an I Survived story, because she really did, it could have gone very, very badly for her. It really could have. He could have killed her. He could have raped her and killed her. It would have, and it would have been on the news. It's fuck. It's scary. It's very scary. And I like Bernytree, and she is very intelligent, and I am so not knocking her in this video, because I don't know what I would have done, but I really don't think I would have played it calm the way she did. And I'm knocking her for playing it calm. Because, the people on I Survived are always like, I only survived because I played it calm and blah blah blah. Bitch, do you know the amount of people that play it calm and fucking end up dead because they didn't fucking take it seriously when they had the fucking chance to do something about it? I'm just saying. So don't tell me this only calm people survive shit, because calm motherfuckers die all the time too. Just because you're calm or trying to be, I don't know, but don't sit, no. I'm more of a fighter. I'm young. He would not have gotten the same reaction out of me. I think I would have not let him touch me in the first place. Let me just back up. Okay, so Bernytree got an Uber ride, a 90-minute Uber ride. Okay, that's her first fucking mistake. I don't know why she doesn't have a driver's license, or why she doesn't think that she can drive herself, or why she didn't pick a man in her life to drive her, or why she didn't, you know, get a group of girlfriends to drive with her, or why she didn't just drive, you know, at 5 o'clock. I don't know the circumstances of why she chose an Uber. I think that, you know, she was an Uber driver before, so she thought she was fine. And I mean, I would never take an Uber. I would never take an Uber. I would never take a taxi alone. No, you're not, no, you won't catch me in that situation. So that was where she fucked up, number one. Number two was she knew damn well she was getting in the car with a man on a 90-minute Uber ride. Are you fucking kidding? Like, the only way you're gonna catch me in an Uber ride is if it's with a woman driver. And even then, I'm gonna be sketch as fuck, and I'm gonna be like, is this bitch, you know, does she have men down the line waiting for us on a road? Is she gonna like act like her tire is flat and we both get out and then I get raped or something? Like, no, I don't trust this bitch. So that was number two mistake. Okay, so she's taking a 90-minute Uber ride late at night with this fucking guy that's so much bigger than her. She doesn't have anything to defend herself. I mean, as far as I know, she doesn't have anything to defend herself. She didn't say that she had her gun on her. She didn't say that she had a knife on her. She didn't say that she had pepper spray. She didn't say that she had anything. So, in my opinion, she was a little defenseless woman. So, and it would have been over. If he had really decided that he wanted to do something to her, it would have been over. So, she's kind of lucky that that's all that happened to her. And that's what I said on my other I Survived, you know, video. I say the only reason why these women or these victims get away is because the robber or the burglar didn't want to become a killer, or the rapist didn't want to also become a killer. You know, they didn't want to escalate their crime, or they were done, or whatever. You know, the only reason why they got away was because the killer released the grip, you know, basically. So, and that's not a position that you ever want to be in, and that was the position that she was in. So, I mean, okay, I'll tell you what I would have done differently after I tell you the whole story. So, God, this is already 7 minutes in. There's nobody watching still. So, okay. 90-minute Uber ride with a guy. It's late at night. And she pulls into a gas station with the guy and she gets something to drink because, like, she's like, this is a party. She's going to a party, so she wants to get, like, pre-drunk before she goes to the party, which I totally agree. I get that. Holy shit. But no, not when you're on a freaking 90-minute Uber ride in the dark with a fucking strange man. You don't start drinking. It really lowers your inhibitions, your ability to see what's happening, and that's why I think that this situation got so bad for her, was because she was drinking. And it like, it kind of put a film over her eyes and she didn't see it coming as fast, or she didn't think it was as bad as it was, or what, you know. So they get back in the car, and she had been sitting in the back seat this whole time, but the Uber driver convinces her to sit up in the front seat with him and smoke a cigarette and drink her whatever in the passenger seat of the thing. And I would never do that either, because if you're in the passenger seat, you're more likely to get touched and whatever else. And so no, fuck that. But so she sits in the front seat with him and she starts drinking, and they start talking some more, and they talk about the fact that he's Muslim. And that really doesn't have have so much to do with this, because if you're a man and you don't give a shit about women, and you're about degrading women, it doesn't matter that your religion enforces that or what. I mean, to me, it doesn't matter. If you're going to do deviant behavior, you're going to do deviant behavior. If you're not a good person, you're not a good person, no matter purple, blue, white, black, Indian, whatever. So if you have deviant thoughts in your mind, it's not because of Islam necessarily. It's because you're a fucking deviant person and you have it in you to molest somebody that's doing an Uber ride with you. motherfucker. So anyway, they got to talking, and he talked about how he had bought women for $10 in Tijuana, and that immediately shows where his mind is at. You know, I think women are cheap. I can buy them. I caught a bitch for $10. Like, this is not a big deal for me. That was a red flag for me. And the next huge red flag was him telling her that he was a massage therapist at a hotel and asking, does she want a massage? Do you like massages? We're alone in the car. It's dark. It's late at night. It's only us. We're on a desolate highway, and you're asking me if I like massages, and we've never even met each other. Like, no, thank you. No fucking thank you. No fucking thank you. And she says yes. Like, Bernie, you said yes because you were drunk. What the fuck? I'm sorry, Bernie. That's not okay. You never allow a motherfucker to touch you. I don't give a shit. I just don't understand, like, how that's not the Bernytree that I feel like I know. I feel like the Bernytree that I know would never allow another person to touch her. Like, I don't allow people to touch me. I feel like she's smart enough to know that. So when he started touching her, and he said, do you like massages? Okay, give me your hand. She said yes. And he said, okay, give me your hand. And he didn't start at her hand. He started on her arm and her shoulder. And so he's sitting there driving the car and giving you a massage. That is a huge red flag. Your Uber driver should never fucking touch you. What the fuck is your Uber driver touching you for? No reason. No fucking reason. No fucking reason. So that's fucked up. And so he starts touching her, and she's okay with it, and she's like going along with it, and she says, you know, I can see why you're a massage therapist, you know, you're doing good and you're still driving and everything. I'm like, oh my God, playing it cool. Like, I would not play it cool. You are not, no. I really don't think in this situation that I would have played it cool. So, I'm going to tell you what I would have done after this. I'm trying not to tell you what I would have done, like, throughout the fucking story. I'm just trying to do the story. So, he keeps touching her places, and it starts getting down. He gets inside of her shirt, and then he starts getting down to, like, the side boob area. And she's like, oh, it's going to be that kind of party, and this is kind of shitty. And you can just see on her face, like, she's looking around, she's remembering it, she's uncomfortable, like, and the way that she talks, she says this is shitty, like, she's just sitting in the victim mode circumstances. Like, I'm in this car, there's no choice for me to not be in this car. Like, while this was happening to her, she didn't, like, it didn't, I don't know how to word this. It didn't cross her mind that she was gonna get out of the car and not complete the Uber drive with this man who was currently touching her, which is not good. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm wording that well. It never crossed her mind that she should not be completing the ride with this Uber driver that's currently touching her. You know? Like, she never figured out a way to get out of the car. This literally lasted. So it started 30 minutes into the ride, and it stopped 15 minutes. 90 minus 45. Is that right? I don't know, 55 minutes. So this literally happened for at least 40 minutes to an hour, okay? If I'm, doing the math correctly and on the spot. But she was literally getting massaged, molested, and touched for 40 minutes straight. This happened to her. He was touching her, okay? That's a long time to be getting molested. That's a long time for you to be processing what can I do here? How do I get this to stop? And it only stopped 15 minutes before he dropped her off. So that's what I'm saying. It was this whole, like, victim mentality, like, I'm stuck in this situation, there's nothing I can do, I'm gonna complete this Uber ride with the person who's touching me. Like, it's just, it really wasn't good. It wasn't good. And she, you know, she said that he got in her pants and tried to touch her vagina, you know, and she wouldn't let him. You know, how do you let him touch your breasts and get in your pants, but you don't let him touch your vagina? I'm sorry, but you're either lying or you, like, had the strength in that moment that you didn't have, you know, in all the other moments that you should have. You should, when he, you know, got to the side boob or got under your shirt, or when he started, like, you should have had the same reaction to when he was trying to touch your vagina. I'm sorry. Like, it's just, she was drunk, and I really think that's why this happened. This is not the Bernytree I know, and I think, I mean, it's just hard to say what you would do in that situation. It really is, but I feel like she froze, and, like, I don't know. And I'm not judging her. God bless America. I'm not fucking judging her. I'm just saying, like, hindsight is 2020. I mean, you could tell on her face. Like, it just, and she said the way that she says the way she got it to stop was, she said, I think we need some massage oil because this is hurting my legs. Like, that's really how you got it to stop. And the whole time she was saying, like, I didn't want him to think that he wasn't going to get a tip. You know? So that reinforces the mentality that she had, that she was going to complete this Uber ride with this stranger. No matter how bad it got, she wanted him to think that he was still going to get a tip, which is so fucked up to me. It is just beyond fucked up. Like, I don't know why she chose that as the survival mechanism, you know? Like, so basically, she got molested, she got her boobs touched, she got her vagina touched, I'm, like, almost positive, you know, he got in her pants. There's no way you get in somebody's pants and you don't fucking touch their vagina, you know? So, and she didn't file a police report. As far as I know, she has not filed a police report. All she did was complain to Uber and get her $100 back and get him fired, maybe. And she doesn't even know if she got him fired. And this happened 2 months ago. So 2 or 3 months ago. So you know he's done it to somebody else in that period of time. She should have filed a police report, and it's probably too late now. But he's doing this to other people, and she got molested, and it's not over for her. You know, it's like, she doesn't understand what happened to her and what could have happened to her, really. I mean, I think she's kind of in denial about what happened, and her finally posting this video, I think, is gonna help her realize that she could have died, and she could have been raped, and how bad it really was, and, you know, drinking, and those little signs. I'm a massage therapist, I've bought women before, you know, getting underneath your clothes, not starting at the hand, starting at the fucking, you know, I mean, driving and trying to give a massage, like, being a man in the dark trying to give me a massage on a lone highway, like, all of these things are just so not okay. Tony! They're just so not okay. And Tony! And so I don't know. So what I would have done differently. First of all, I would not have taken an Uber. I have my own fucking car. I can drive myself. I would rather wreck my fucking car at 10 o'clock at night and die than fucking get in an Uber with a fucking Muhammad and get molested. Like, I would really rather take my chances with my driving than take my chances getting molested by Muhammad. Like, really, no, thank you. So I don't know why she ended up in an Uber in the first place, but I would not have ended up in an Uber. Secondly, I would not have ended up in a male Uber. I would have just politely told the guy when he got there, I'm sorry, I don't feel comfortable, riding with a man. And no matter how many, like, what he tried to plead with me or say, or how, if he got mad and was like, this is my job, how dare you, you called me here, I would have just been like, no, I'm not getting in the car. I do not feel comfortable with a man taking me on a 90-minute journey. No, in the dark. No, thank you. So, but if I was going to get in an Uber ride at night with a large Muhammad man, I would do certain things like have my bear spray, have a couple different knives. I would probably have a gun on me. Like, I would sit in the back. I would make sure I was sitting in the back. I would make sure that my friends are checking in with me every 5 minutes. Like, she said she was going to a party, so I would have had my friends texting me, is everything okay? How's everything going? Do you need me to get help? Like, whatever. Like, I would have just had my friends, or I would have been talking on the phone with my party friends, like, what are y'all doing? What's going on? How's the party go? Like, are y'all getting ready? Like, making me seem important and that there are other people waiting on me and that care about my well-being and blah, blah, blah. Like, and not paying attention to him. Not talking to him, not paying attention to him, not giving him the time of day or information or whatever. Like, I would have fucking ignored him. Also, I would have headphones. Like, I'm not fucking paying attention to you. Like, maybe I'm not listening to music, but I'm gonna fucking act like I am because I don't want to talk to you. I don't know. I don't want to talk to you. I'm not friendly like that. I'm not fucking friendly like that. And I just, so anyway, I would have had my friends talking to me. I would never have gotten in the front seat. But if I was gonna get in the front seat with a fucking Uber driver, and I have people texting me, and I would have never allowed him to massage me. Okay, so let's just say I do all these things. I drink. I would have never drank also, because he knows I'm incapacitated and I'm not thinking clearly. So anyway, I would have never drank. I would have never got in the front seat. But let's just say I'm drinking. I got in the front seat. I did all the things that she did. What can I do differently while I'm in the car and while I'm getting touched? Okay, so if I'm in the car getting touched by my Uber driver, I'm gonna do some nonchalant things to try and get on my phone and call 911. And what I'm gonna do is like have 911 like underneath my thigh or something on mute so he can't hear them talk, but I'm going to be saying things like, I've never been to Louisville before, like where I'm going, and the current county and city and mile marker, like, oh, this is, like just stupid shit, like, to just get out my location and get out the kind of car that we're in. Like, how long have you had this? Is this a Lexus? Like, what year is this? Like, I like red cars. Like, I would, fuck yeah. Like, I'm getting out information as, like, nonchalantly to 911, and they're gonna treat it as a kidnapping, and hopefully they're coming after me, because at this point, I don't have any option, and I'm getting touched, and I'm pretty much waiting for him to pull over and rape me and kill me, or just keep touching me and take me to my destination. You're really at his fingertips at that point. So I would have been on the phone with 911, giving out information about what vehicle I'm in. I'm dead serious, guys. If you're sitting there touching me in a fucking Uber ride, I'm gonna treat it like a kidnapping. I don't want to be there at that point. If I haven't already snapped at you and said don't fucking touch me or something, like, I'm gonna treat it like a kidnapping, and I'm gonna be on the phone with 911 giving out details of where I'm going, what car I'm in, where I am right now, where I'm going, stuff like that, because it's better than taking your fucking chances and seeing if you end up at the fucking destination the way that she did. She took her fucking chances and saw if she ended up at the destination, basically. And, you know, I don't know. I don't want to say I'm disappointed in her, because I don't know what I would have done in this situation, and I have been in so many situations, or I mean, I've just put myself in so many stupid situations, and I've been disappointed in myself, and it's about learning, and it's about, you know, knowing your environment, knowing the people that you're involved with, knowing the feelings that you get, you know, not allowing yourself to be drunk or high or whatever else emotion that is like covering up what the reality of the situation is. Like, you can't have that going on. You have to try to see what's going on. You can't be blinded by love or by, you know, a cocktail or by weed or whatever it is, you know. And I think that greatly contributed to her situation. And I think if she hadn't have been drunk, that she would have used her attitude, because Bernie she's got such a fucking attitude to me. Like, she's so, like, I did not expect her to do that. So, I love you, Bernie. I'm so sorry that happened to you. Situations like that have happened to me. I am not ready to talk about them. I don't know if I'll ever be ready to talk about them, you know, but situations have happened to me, and I have had to learn from that, and I have been like, why did I do that? Or what could I have done differently? And, you know, everything happened for a reason, I suppose. And, you know, she did survive. She was able to tell the story, you know, but I hate that Bernie had her own I survived moment, because I wouldn't call it I got molested by my Uber driver. I would call it I survived my Uber driver, because you don't know what the intentions he had. And the only reason why bad things didn't happen, worse things didn't happen, was because he wasn't ready to do worse things, basically. You know? He had the opportunity. He just wasn't ready, you know? And maybe a couple months down the road he will be ready, and he'll do it to somebody, and there, you know, won't be a trail of, you know, things that have happened, you know, because Bernie didn't make a police report about it. And I haven't made police reports about the things that have happened to me, so the people that have victimized me are out victimizing other people. So, I mean, I'm the same way here, people. And, you know, I can't say for sure that I would have reacted differently than Bernie did, but I really think that I'm young and have so much fight in me, and I'm so paranoid, and I don't think that I would have played calm. I think I really would have, if I was playing it calm, I would have played it calm, calling 911. You know? Because if he's gonna get physical and start touching me, I'm gonna get physical and start beating on him, because I don't want to be touched. And she didn't want to be touched either. So, it goes back to the Molly Tibbetts video I did, actions have consequences. Every action that both of these people, the Uber driver and Bernie, did had a consequence. And I'm glad it turned out the way it did. It was very unfortunate for Bernie. I'm very sorry that someone got in her pants and did that to her. That is very regretful. I'm very sorry that happened to you. Nobody deserves that. Doesn't matter. Nobody deserves that. You know, and if we can figure out how to learn from this, and how to, you know, keep it from happening again, and, you know, spread the message on how it happened and who did it and blah, blah, blah. Like, you know, the more educated you are, the better. So if you know that stuff like this has happened before, and if you've heard about it, you know the tricks and what, you know, scenarios, then you're more educated. So I'm not knocking Bernie. I love her. I think she's a great woman. She is, you know, very independent and very, you know, attractive and, you know, smart, and, you know, has so much going for her. And I'm very sorry that this happened to her. And I'm sure she's kicking herself, you know, going, how could I let that happen to me, you know? Because I would be, you know, I still kick myself all the time, and I'm like, how could I have let that happen? So, anyway, this is a very long video. I hope y'all stuck around. I hope y'all watched. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Has this ever happened to you? You know, I'm making a response video to her video, so if y'all want to make a response video to my video of her video like that, you know, we can just keep it going. But it's me too, you know. I hate using that, but it is me too.